So, here we go. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm pretty well. I'm Tayyab from Pakistan. Most probably, you are all also good. Let me fix my stand over here. Then we will start the discussion. So, I'm very happy that you guys are over here with us. So today I just invited a wonderful lady from Turkey, and she will explain a lot of stuff which we don't know how things are going on. So welcome everyone who just joined our live session, and I'm very happy to see all of you. So you can write down some comments and stuff that you want to ask in this live session, and most probably you will learn something new. As I already mentioned, that is, this session is based on Turkish and Pakistani culture and other kind of stuff that's related to it. So most probably you will see new things, new life, and new changing. So if you can hear me properly, you just write it down 1 2, because can you write it down 1 2 if you can hear me? Because I think so sometime internet problem causes and you can't able to hear the person, but I think so this time my internet is perfect. So let's see. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to over here in this live session. Let me send a request to my guest so that we can start our discussion. Let me see where. Oh, hello, Barbara. Welcome over here. I'm speak only. Oh my gosh. So Barbara, can you hear me, Barbara? Because if you can hear me, you just write it down 1 2 so that it could be easier for me. I'm waiting for my guest, and most probably she will over here soon, and then we will start discuss. Oh, Puyan, welcome, Puyan. So welcome everyone who just joined us. Let me add my guest. 1 second. Oh my god, can't able to see her in this sessions, so let's me do that. Okay, okay, Puyan, can you hear me, Puyan? If you can hear me, just write it down 1 or 2. Okay, did you welcome? So thank you for coming over here. No worry. What's the problem? I can't able to manage it. Oh, Murtaza Shabat, welcome sir over here. He's a wonderful man. We had been teaching in a same institute. So okay, thanks Boyan, you can hear me perfectly. I'm not sure how the things are going on. Just I'm a little bit confused after a long time I came over here, so I forget about how I can invite my guest who's not over here with us. Sorry, sometimes I'm speaking like a, funny boy. So let's do that. Oh yeah, she's over here right now. Let's make everyone who just joined us right now. So welcome in this live session, and you will feel a lot of new things that will be going on over here. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Yes, perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can see you. I can hear you. Fantastic. Hi. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. It's late right now in my country, so that's
It
why. Okay.
is. Right. I'm in Turkey and it's 7 p.m. right now. Quite early.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Hey,
before starting,
right. How should I
before
call
start,
you? Should I call you Hafiz or Tayyab? Because sometimes you have different name.
okay, if you know that your president name, so we both have a similar name, you can call me by that name. It's quite easier for you.
All right. Okay. Agreed. Tayyab.
Yeah, because I think so many people does not like. I will ask you this question: why many Turkish people does not like their president? So what is the reason behind that? I will ask you.
That's
Because
what
I've
you
met.
want to start with today.
we don't talk about any political stuff over here. But I just want to know if you know that, you just share. Definitely share with me. But in the later
All right.
part of our life.
Okay.
Not
All right.
Okay. First of all, let me introduce myself. Yeah, I'm Tayyab, and I'm from Pakistan. I have a chemical engineering degree. I work as a process engineer, but right now I'm not working. So right now I'm working as a teacher rather than a professional because I work as a process engineer. But right now I just switched my career only for a short period of time. And I learned this language with the help of you and other people. So I'm very happy that I learned this language. Can you call you Urdugan? Yeah, Urdugan, Tayyab Urdugan. Yeah, Priyan, absolutely right. So we call them Tayyab Urdugan. So yeah, so that's my brief introduction. If you want to know anything else, you can mention over here in this live. Or most probably, I will try to answer all of your questions. I'm talking
Fantastic.
all our
Right.
followers and our
You're
watchers.
talking to everyone, not just to me, right?
So go ahead. Now it's your turn. You just
My
introduce to the
turn.
people.
Hello, everyone. Happy to see you here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining. My name is Katerina. I was born in Belarus. Right now, I live in Turkey for quite a while, quite a long time. So now Turkey is my homeland, we can say. And currently, I help people to improve English. I coach them towards better English and better wellness in life, let's say. That's probably all I could say right now. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Like, I missed the part that you said first where you lived and then you came over here in Turkey. So what was the name of the place that you said?
I was born in Belarus and I lived there my first 17 years. And then I moved.
Oh, Belarus. So what was the language that you had been using in Belarus?
Well, actually, main language is Russian. We have two state languages in Belarus, Russian and Belarusian. But after post-Soviet, like Soviet times, Russian became a little bit prevailing. More people speak Russian than Belarusian.
Oh, okay. So it's totally a new information. It's really a new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I expect that I will
Language
learn this
with
thing.
Puyan Persha. I don't prefer
Yeah.
this flag. This is current governmental flag of Belarus, but unfortunately we do not like this flag. We do not like this flag. It's a flag
Okay.
of oppression, dictatorship and oppression. That's why we don't like it.
It's a little bit political. Beyond what you are putting over here in a political stuff.
Some
Okay,
new
don't just.
information. I'm sharing something that you didn't know, right? About. So it's okay. Honest mistake. I'm glad I can talk about it. I'm glad I can share a little bit.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not a good sign to share politics and as well as, religious stuff over here.
Sure.
That,
Two
yeah, that maybe,
very vulnerable topics, right? Yeah.
yeah, because these two topics, these are a hot topic and many people does not like to listen to the opposite opinion. That's
Mm-hmm.
maybe the reason we should not discuss. But anyhow, let's see, no problem. I'm just kidding. So don't take it worry.
Well, it's true.
So
These topics are very vulnerable, right? And they usually end up in very emotional conversation, right? Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People become pissed off. They feel that if you are, because nobody ready to listen to other person argument. They feel what they believe and what they have been doing, it's okay. So that
Right.
may causes argumentative type of conversation. But anyhow,
Right.
I'm very happy that after a long time we have been deciding to go live with each other, but unfortunately, due to some, daily life chore, we can't able to find the time. But right now we are over here in that platform. I'm happy to see you once again. Warmly welcome over here.
Me too, Tayyab. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all, to have this live with you. And yeah, I remember we started talking last year, actually in summer, maybe beginning of summer, right? And then because of many reasons, some personal reasons in my life, some changes, twists and turns, we couldn't do that for a while. So I'm happy to be here finally.
So someone asking you that, do you want to go back to Belarus in the future? Do you have a plan to go back, or do you think that Will you go back, or you want to stay over here?
Right. Well, I have to go back for a few reasons, right? Because I have people there, right? Because I have some whatever bureaucratic processes happening, I have to go back. And yes, I can. The question is if I can do that still, thanks God. But I don't want to, because situation in Belarus is really difficult right now, and it really makes me upset. So yeah, it's quite hard right now for Belarus.
Okay, so these questions, I'm just asking you a little bit more question that's related to your profession, so
Hmm.
that we can easily understand and catch up with each other. Then we will switch
Sure.
toward Turkish cultures and all those stuff, which I think so it's really important. We have to
Yeah.
discuss in this live session. People are waiting for that. So
All
as you
right.
mentioned that you have a lot of experience, and you have I think so maybe more than 10-year experience that you mentioned. So
In
I forget about,
teaching,
sorry.
experience in teaching, you mean?
Absolutely in teaching.
Right. Well, actually,
Yes.
more than 15 years.
Or
More than
more than
15 years. Right.
15 years.
Right.
Amazing, Michael.
It
So
is a long
you
time.
you can easily judge, mean to say, your students' behavior, mental ability, and you, as you said, that you are guiding and motivating and playing with the mind of the learner rather than
Wow.
just give,
Playing.
yeah, rather than give the prepared recipe to anyone. So you said that you have a lot of experience. So how you use those experience, and what type of things that you must give to your students so that they can easily learn any other languages which they want to
Wow.
learn.
Okay. Okay. Well, I cannot say it's going to be easy. It's not. It's not. For me, learning a language, it's a journey towards self-understanding, self-knowledge, and it's never easy. It is never easy. All right, let's agree on that. It's going to be a journey. Journey means it takes time, it takes effort, focus, attention, self-control, and so on, self-discipline, right? So it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be very rewarding. Rewarding, I mean, you're going to get a lot from this process. It can be anything. In my case, learning English, because that's what I help people with, right? Not non-native English speakers, right? So we talk not only about the learning process, but about a lot of things in their lives, about their mindset, right? About their state, their lives, everything that happens there. Because I believe that learning process, education is not just a separate part of life. It's like the seed of everything else, right? Your ability to learn, your ability to grow from state where you are today to whatever you want to become tomorrow is life itself, the process of growing.
Okay. Yeah, you are highlighting a good stuff that really helpful for us. Learning a language. So do you think that it is essential to, I mean to say, just learn the language, or maybe we have to understand a culture, lifestyle of other people? That's also important. I mean to say, let's suppose if someone wants to
Mm-hmm.
learn new languages, and so they must know the culture and values and norms of that
Right.
culture. This would be helpful.
Well, it's a difficult question type because there is no specific answer I can give you to that question. First of all, I would like to know what's your purpose. Why are you trying to learn this language? If it's something to do with moving to another country, studying in another country, getting married to a person from another country, then yes, culture plays a huge role, and you need to know that. If it's something that will just help you to get promoted in your company and you stay in the same city, in your hometown, maybe it's not that important. Maybe you need to pay attention to something else. So there is no one answer for everybody, right? And about cultures in generally, I would like to see myself as a global person. And culture probably is very important, but I would like to pay attention more to how we are the same, right? What
Okay.
is common, like as a global human beings, how we are the same.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So you just mentioning a lot of stuff to learn a language. First, the things that you highlighted, I really appreciate that. The reason. If you know
Right.
the reason, While you are learning a language, maybe you want to promote it in your life, and it
Hmm.
means you want to get a promotion in your career, or maybe you want to do something else. That's the purpose
Right.
behind. If you are clear in your purpose, so your effort, your mindset, your direction is
Hmm.
more appropriate in that way rather than just rumbling here and there. So you may work hard, you just give your best to reach that level which you want. So that is amazing point. I just highlighted again because you just mentioning direction must be clear because
Absolutely.
when
Thank you, Tayyab.
it is a long journey. Learning a language is not just like a blink of an eye. It's take time. It's take maybe years or months to develop a skill to reach advanced level. So, but the thing is that your determination, your dedication, your hard works all come true to make your dream into a practical world. So
Right.
that yeah, that is important. So, but
Hmm.
people know that stuff. But the thing is that they are not clear that you mentioned. They thought that okay, we learn this language, maybe it's funny. Okay, let's do that. But they are not clear. So when they are taking as a funny way, it's really helpful to learn a language in a short period of time because you just make a fun. But if you are not direct, me to say your direction is not clear, so you can't succeed your goal which
Hmm.
you want. So that is good. So
Hmm.
you said different people and different mindset because you are mental coach, so that's why you can easily or immediately judge to your student what what is the area that he or she want to improve and what is the essential thing that she must be learned. So how you just understand when the students come to you and you just try to go through the thought process or you just figure out by making a
Hmm.
conversation. So what is the way that you assess the student?
Right, right. Well, actually, no one can know you better than you yourself. So I cannot understand another person better than they do understand themselves. So there are two things you can do, and actually anybody can do that if you just master this art of coaching, and I believe it's art. It's art of coaching. There are just two things. First, asking powerful questions. Asking questions. This is very important. We do not ask enough questions to each other when we talk in our daily lives. We're always sharing our opinions. We don't ask questions enough. And asking questions is really, really important and powerful. And two, active listening. When you ask a question, after that, you shut down all the mental process in your own head and you just listen to another person. That's all. It's not a big secret. Just these two things will do miracles.
Okay, so you just say questioning and listening. So these
Right.
are the two techniques. So, but
Yeah.
I think so. If someone is weak in a different area, just like reading and writing, so what would be your suggestion? But before that, before giving your suggestion, I just want to read the comment that's got people are just asking. Every learning experience is a journey like life itself. Because of that, is wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You are. Yes,
Thank you,
indeed, we are
Janet.
expert in yourself. Yeah. So Priyan said that we are expert of knowing ourselves. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So Angela,
Mm-hmm.
so these are the all things that is highlighted, and it is a good one. So yeah. So I'm just going back to the previous question. So you just mentioning listening. I'm pretty sure listening is a tool which we can be implemented in our daily life. Let's
Right.
suppose if we want to improve our intellectual ability, we have to understand what other people want
Yeah.
to share with you. You just keep silence and listen. Maybe your teacher, other person, or maybe anyone, your neighbor, your fathers or mother, whatever, who is. She may want to share something important to you, which you don't want to listen. So that may be the reason. So listening is really, really important. And what
That's
is
right.
the relationship? Yeah, what is the relationship between you said that conversation and talking with others? So how you just connect to the learning part. Because, questioning may be creating a trouble with the learner. They say, oh my God, what he asked. I don't know about
Oh,
this thing. So maybe this. So what you suggest,
yeah.
why you are just emphasizing in the question?
Because powerful questions are never easy. Oh, I feel like we have disconnected.
Yeah, I can hear you,
Okay, you can hear me. All
but your
right.
screen is buffering. Your screen is
Right.
buffering.
Video. Okay, we're back. We're back.
Right now
Great.
you
I
back.
can see you
Right.
and hear you. That's right. So, questions can be like interrogation, like she's asking me all these questions and I start to feel uncomfortable. To not let that happen, first of all, I ask people in front of me if I am allowed to ask the question, right? So when I put this control into the hands of another person, people start to feel safe. Because if they don't let me, I will not ask, of course. First of all, it's a safe environment. No judgment, no criticism, no interrogation. Only whatever you want to talk about. This is number one, right? And then sometimes questions can be difficult. Like, I've never thought about this before. How am I supposed to know the answer? Well, then we have the pause, we have silence. And I teach my clients to be okay with silence, okay with not knowing, to be okay in the uncertain territory. It's okay. That's where the growth happens, right? So we slowly get used to this difficult questions when you need to look inside and find something important. And that's okay. We can do it, especially if we're together.
Yeah. So I think so. If I just summarize that, sometimes questioning force you to go through a thought process, or maybe sometimes they provoke you to understand what level that you have. Let's suppose you may ask something, and I'm not sure that maybe I could able to answer or not. So when you ask me, so my mind say, oh, I don't have those information which I
Right.
have to learn. So that may be thought provoking. So that is the good thing. Conversation which help you to provoke new ideas, to help you to lead to into a new direction which you have never assumed before. So it could be a nice way to. And now
It's
I
very
got it.
powerful. It's very powerful. And I will agree with Genev now. You are a good moderator. And actually, you have all the potential to be a good coach because you ask questions, you listen, and then you reframe it and you send it back to me. And that's a great technique. That's what coaches use. Yay, bravo. Very good, yeah.
Right. Because I have never learned those kind of technique. So what I'm doing right now, I just try to be highlight your point so that people can understand easily. And because I have a couple of questions in my mind which I have to ask you. So it because we have not talked a lot. So
Right.
that is the mean to say amazing point that we can share and learn. Maybe me and other people can also learn some. So let's move on from that point to the another point. So
Sure.
yeah, as you just mentioning two things, and what else that you recommended related to our reading and writing? Because you said these listening, okay, listening and speaking, that both are interconnected, and writing and reading. So what is the best technique that you have been implemented with your learner or with your client? So what you suggest about the reading and writing? I'm just talking about any kind of reading and writing just for in terms of learning a language, because that
Uh-huh.
probably the area of many people reading and writing, because they feel bored to read a big articles or other kind of stuff or books, so they don't involve into that. And sometimes they feel, oh, writing is the most difficult things to learn any language, so they never tried. Even though I learned that if you don't involve in any new activity, you will never able to build those kind of skill, which is the tool of learning. So you have
Sure.
to give a try. Never think about in the first go you will reach that level. Just reading and writing is a tough in English. It is tough in any kind of language, not only for
Right.
English. You are talking about any other language, reading and writing is the most weak area of many students because they don't like to practice. Speaking they do with their people and with their family member. So what is your suggestion? Writing is a mountain top. Yeah.
Right. So, well, could you please formulate the question one more time so I know what to concentrate on?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My question is that what is your tips and tricks to help to the learner for improving their reading and writing?
I see. Okay, got it. Well, look, me, myself, I love reading. I love reading. And I enjoy writing also a lot. And most of my clients are the same. Most of my clients really enjoy reading because if you want to grow, if you want to develop, it's like a very normal thing to read more, read books, read articles, read something online. We actually do this all the time, right? We read Instagram posts or Twitter. We always read something. So it's your choice what exactly you're going to read, right? So unfortunately, in the modern world, language becomes shorter, sentences become shorter, right? And complex ideas are already a little bit hard to process. That's why reading books will be boring for some people, right? But if you're very interested in the topic, if this topic is really exciting for you, then I'm sure you're going to read that book. So the only thing I advise to my clients is to think what they want to get educated in. What sphere of life is really interesting for them, and start there. Right? So let's say
Okay.
you love cooking or physics. So you just start researching about this topic in English. Google only in English. You see my point?
Okay.
The most
Absolutely.
interesting sphere of your life, just turn it into English. Because general information about food, recipes, right? Or whatever, physics, quantum physics, if you understand it in your own language, start reading it in English. Well, I guess that's all. Writing is a little bit different because writing is an attempt to express yourself. And to express yourself, you need to have the background. You need to know what you're going to talk about, right? You cannot start writing when you have nothing there to share. You need to have already some thoughts. You need to give birth to some ideas, and then you will start writing. So what I do is I offer free writing exercise, which is more like journaling or like a psychological exercise that psychologists use to just let your subconscious free and express whatever there is in your mind, right? Free writing doesn't care about grammar, vocabulary. If you don't remember the word in English, please write it in your own language. It doesn't matter. Important is that you do not stop for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You do not stop. You just continue writing. You have to continue writing whatever comes out. And then after the time runs out, you stop, you give yourself a little bit time to breathe, and then you read.
Okay. So that is really amazing. So you just mentioning two great technique. Read what it's emphasize you, what you like to, what you know already. You have to read those stuff first, and then you
Right.
have to move little bit another level. So that is good. But I just want to add over here because different kind of reading. Let's suppose someone want to learn formal, informal, daily life activities. So whatever that you want to learn, but just try to engage with the language. Any
Right.
kind of language, engage with yourself. Just like that, most people or teacher recommend first you have to change your mobile towards English. You don't use the mobile in your native language and try to read at least every day. Listen and read. These are two, inward activities. Read and listen every day. And because speaking and writing, those are outward activities. So intrusive and exclusive, these are the two words
Right.
which we have
Yes.
been using. So these
Immersion,
listening
good
and
word, yes.
yeah, listening and speaking both engage, and mean to say both are interconnected. If you listen a lot, your speaking would be more better. But if you read a lot, your writing become more refined, more
Exactly.
refined. So
Yes.
you just read. But one thing that I want to mention over here, there is no shortcut to learn any language. How much effort that you have been involving to learn any languages, it's definitely help you to get accelerated in your learning curve. So the thing is over here, don't don't focus on those teacher and any kind of stuff. I just say I'm talking with the learner. Those say 1 month you will speak like the native speaker. 6 months. Every person have their own capability and own area. We to say on you can say on learning process. So what process, the thing, those students who just figure out what area that effective for them, they learn speedily. Let's suppose some students love to read. Just you mentioned that you love to read. If you love to read, you just read. Read
Hmm.
different kind of, that's help you. But some students listen a lot. Some students talk with other people. They like feel relaxed. So that is different. Very, it is vary from person to person. So I feel or I believe that you have to figure out which area that which area influence you a lot, and
Right.
then try to do practice again, at least enough time so that you just communicate in that language which you are learning. So these
Hmm.
are my personally I dislike it. Yeah. So Priyan said that he disliked reading.
Can
So
happen.
no, yeah, so no problem. What the things that make you interesting? You just like to listen, enjoy these live sessions, or maybe you want to do something else. So what the things that is your cup of tea? You have to figure out and try to involve in that. That is the easiest way to learn any language. But
That's
again,
right.
is no shortcut. There is no, there is, because people are thinking just like me. Let me share myself. When I started this language, I thought that I can overcome my dream within 2 months. And that time, what I did, it's a big mistake. I resigned from my job, and I thought within 2 months, I will learn this language and I will succeed and I will move where I want to go. But I just immediately resigned. And me to say, I thought a lot about at least 1 month, I thought, and after that, I entered into my, manager room and I just write it down, the resign and present them. All of them are shocked what I did immediately without any saying. And they are asking me, what is the reason you got better opportunity in somewhere else? You just share with us. We will give you better perks and incentives and salaries and blah blah. So I said, okay, I'm not going anywhere. I have a big dreams which I will tell you soon. So
Right.
it is yeah. So I never want to share that those things what I want to do, because some people are just crazy and they say, oh, you
Hmm.
learn that
Hmm.
language,
Hmm.
how you can learn, and blah blah blah, such kind of stuff. So I just resigned immediately. The things are
Wow.
going to be a after 2 months, when I just go through, me to say, any assessation. So I realized that I'm not perfect, but what I could not able to reach that level. So I did again and again. So these things happening in my life. So you have to be understand that this thing happened to me. So the normal person require time to learn a language. So
Absolutely.
it is good. So it is good for other person that they learn a lesson by my mistake rather than they do the same thing by themselves. So they just try to imagine that these things happen. So make a long plan, but try to practice as much as you can.
Mm.
So that would be helpful. And writing, this is little bit good technique, or maybe it is not easy, just like read and write. But I,
Hmm.
I, I feel that because when I read and write, I really enjoy it. But after some time, I bore. I'm
Right.
reading, I have, because let's suppose I'm reading an article, so I try to finish, and then after that, I will sit down and write. So it takes too much time. I thought, oh, but although it is really effective, it helped me to improve my writing, immediately, drastically, or sharply. But I learned those things, but sometimes it's a little bit boring, which I have to be overcome by doing a lot of practice. But anyhow, these are the most essential thing that you share a lot. So every day are you taking a classes, or what is the lifestyle? I mean to say, what is the life pattern that you are following. Maybe you are taking 3 to 4 hour classes, or
Hmm.
maybe whole time classes, means say from
Well,
morning,
it really
evening.
changes. It really changes. Sometimes I'm lucky to have 2 days off per week. Sometimes I work every day, 7 days a week. It really changes. It depends how many clients I have at the moment, how many other projects are going on, how many groups I have, because I also have speaking groups, and it all is really different. Right now, I'm coming right after my holidays in August. I was a little bit free, enjoying my life. So this is my first working week, and it starts to get busy, but slowly. So I'm still having a lot of free time. We will see how it goes later. What about you? How do you work? I know you study, right? And you also teach.
Yeah, I'm teaching in a private institute as a science teacher, only
Wow.
for a short period of time, only for managing my expenses, because I told you I did a mistake. No, I'm satisfied that I what I did, but sometimes I just miss my working environment. I have to go
Really?
back, work over there. But anyhow, whatever I did, I'm very satisfied, because this
Fantastic.
I believe that the new phases of my life are waiting. So I will definitely engage in that phase of life soon. But the thing is that right now I just do a morning walk. Not every day, at least 4 or 5 times during the week. So
I
that is
envy
amazing.
you.
Yeah, it's really hard to be honest, to get up early in the morning.
Consistency.
Yeah,
Consistency.
because
This is the hardest thing, isn't it? In language
I'm
learning,
lucky.
in walking, whatever.
Yeah, luckily, because my mom is a diabetes
Oh,
patient,
wow.
so doctor recommend her to go for a walk every day. So I'm the only one who are just living with my family member. So my mom said that, because my mom just tried to, yeah, my brother sister told me that you are the only one live with them, so you have
Mhm.
to help your mother. So what I do, I usually wake up early and try to, try to wake my mom as well, so that we both can visit a
Mhm.
park and do our walking in the park and then come back. So luckily, I just following the, what we call that healthy lifestyle.
Right,
So I
right,
usually do
right.
that
That's great.
at
That's
least
really
4 or 5
great.
times. Yeah, in this way, I learned a lot of things. Meditation, controlling a mindset, how I can improve all the stuff. So it is really wonderful and new phase of life. I never saw a life in that prospect. Just like try to live with yourself rather than living with means to live for other. Live only for yourself. Do a walk and just try to
Right.
understand what your body is saying to you, what is the connection with your inside to your outside. So I love to go outside, and anyhow, that is so amazing.
Wow,
Okay,
you're
let
doing
me
great.
read.
I'm sure you're doing great. You always have this
So
live
let
streams. You
me read a
invite a lot of
comment,
people.
because
You discuss really
Poyan is
interesting topics.
assessment. Okay, you just commenting in a short answering, because there are so many questions
Sure.
which Poyan is asking. Connecting your experience with
Hmm.
your emotions. Assessment is against the natural learning, language learning. What do you think? Assessment is against the natural
Absolutely,
learning?
I
Are you
agree. I agree with Puyan. Yes, absolutely. I don't think that's the. Do you know there is this picture on the internet? Maybe you've seen it. There are different animals sitting on the ground, and the professor is telling them, okay, to assess you, you all need to climb the tree. And there is like snake and monkey and elephant, like, and they all have to pass the same test, like climbing the tree. It's nonsense. Come on, it's nonsense. We're all very, very different. We cannot do the same things in the same way. Not possible.
okay? Next question is, language learning is highly quality process, not a quantity.
Okay, that's really cool. I like this. I like this comment. Who commented?
So
I haven't seen this comment. It's really beautiful. Yep.
yeah, these are the
Well,
commenting
I
comments
I,
that
I would
pass
say that.
that.
Uh-huh. I think I missed it. I was reading, but I missed exactly this one. I would say that language is simply a tool. Your language, or foreign language, your native language, doesn't matter. It's a tool to do something else, right? So first of all, to connect with each other. We unfortunately are not telepathic creatures yet, right? So we have to make sounds to understand each other. We use language. So it's a tool to reach a specific goal, like to understand things, to take an action, to build a tribe, build a group, do something together, right? Improve your results by cooperating. We need to communicate. So anyway, whatever language it is, native or foreign, you have a specific goal in front of you. So that's what you care about. That's where the quality comes from, I think. When you switch your attention from language and learning the language into what am I going to do with this, right? It immediately adds quality. Quantity, what is quantity exactly? Do you mean like how often you do that, or how many words you learned, or like it doesn't matter how many words you learn, but it's more important that you have a meaningful conversation even with limited number of words? Yeah, then yes.
But I think so. This is a little bit of contradicting topic, because people said that how much you involve with those activities, you will get the benefit. Just like that. People say,
Yeah. I
because
love
some,
contradictions. The best.
yeah. Some said that quality stuff, you have to learn a quality stuff. I understand, but rather than a quality learning new things, how much time that you are doing a mistake, it's help you to lead to the next level. Rather than
Absolutely.
just take, maybe you just read one book and you said it's a quality book, and you just read, and maybe you just read only one time. Rather than doing that, I think so, do repeatedly, or maybe change with your reading and writing with one area to the
Then it's
quality.
quality
And
again, then it's
yeah,
quality again, probably. Okay, I think that this comment can send us to very different directions now. We can understand it in very different ways, I believe. But what it makes me think about is the quality of your attention. So it is better to work 5 minutes per day, but fully concentrated, being mindful, being conscious of what you're doing, right? Putting all the energy you have into this process, then let's say 30 minutes per day. But when you're distracted and your thoughts are going somewhere else and you're not really concentrated and you don't know why you're even doing that, right? So then I would bet on quality. 5 minutes is better than 30 if you know what you're doing with that.
absolutely. So it's mean hard work is not better than a smart work. Smart work is rarely better. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, good one. I like it. Absolutely.
yes,
Right.
yeah.
Listen
It
to
is.
yourself. You said, Tayyab, you said I read and then I get bored about it, right? Like I get bored of it. I read and then I write, and after a while it gets boring. Well, I think you need to listen to yourself, and if your body and your mind says that okay, it's been enough, it means that your brain takes some time to connect all this information that you already got. So I'll stop it for a while, and go for a walk. The body knows, your body knows what you need. So just listen to yourself, know yourself. That's all. There are no rules that can apply for everybody. No rules like that.
But it is, I told you it is really a hot topic. I learned in something else I forget about, that just like writing, those students who think that they just write and those things would be a masterpiece, they write only one or two times, they're so much fearful to write again, and they check it out again and again. So they just think about a lot of quantity work they in the first go. So that never come true. You have to write whatever comes into your mind. Maybe you write accurately or wrongly, write it down. Do as much as you can. In the passage of time, you will analyze that your mistakes, and you just segregated your problems, and then you could read. So rather than just
Right.
thinking one time in a first attempt to make a masterpiece, it's not a suitable things. And this also implemented on the learning curve. Let me share with you what I learned. First, you must got a fluency. You have to emphasize only fluency. Don't think about grammar, don't think about your accent, or maybe pronunciation somehow, but these are the later things. But first, got a fluency. Because when you got a fluency, you feel confident during conversation, even though your conversation is not meaningful. But then because you feel that you have some skill right now, even though that skill is totally a rubbish. No one can understand you. But your second stage is grammar. You have to refine your sentences and improve the grammatical structure. Because if you just try to be passed through with two, mean to say, these two, what we call that, a two screen. One is grammar and other one is fluency. You may stuck. You can't able to be, get, or because you always think, oh, what I'm saying, is it okay? Is it right? Is grammatically correct?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that. You never expose yourself. You're always feeling fear. So these are the
right.
levels that I learn little by little. First, you get a fluency, talk, engage with the language, and then you have to improve your grammar. Then you have to consistently working on your grammar, and then you have to work on your, what we call accent, or you can say pronunciation, and these are the later things. So it is step by step process that may be easier for learner, but I
Right.
know that in
Well,
early pages of life we have one subject that's related to English, and we start learning English subject in a class. Teacher come into our class and say, these are the grammar rules you have to learn, read it, and we know only those rules, but we never implement it. We don't know how we should implement it in our real
right.
conversation. So these are the things, because you just, school stuff is just emphasizing on grammar and rules and regulation, even though that's understandable, but it is not a good. It is not a good to initiate with this process.
Wow. Um, I would love to break it into steps like that, but unfortunately, from my experience, it also doesn't work, unfortunately. Why? Because, well, Priyan just wrote, grammar is a long journey, a trip to moon, like everything else, right? Like grammar, like vocabulary, like pronunciation, fluency, and so on. It's a trip to moon. So I guess you take a step and then you find the weak lacking point, right? Like what is disturbing me now in this on this stage of my journey, right? And you pay attention there. And it might be just one grammar topic. I would like to master this grammar topic, and then I can move on, and then I can pay my attention to pronunciation, or maybe to gain a little bit more vocabulary, because that's what I feel is disturbing me right now. So I guess it's a personal journey, and you will always direct your attention to different parts of the language. But what you're talking about here is focus, right? You need to know what
Yeah,
you're going to focus on. If you focus on everything at the same time, yes, it doesn't work like that, because your brain will understand that this is important only if you repeat it a few times, right? If you pay your attention again, 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 then your brain will say, okay, that's important. We actually have to remember it finally because it's important, right? If you're trying to learn everything, then your brain doesn't understand what you want from it. What do you actually want from your brain, right? So show it very clearly. I want to understand this topic, this grammar topic, let's say present perfect. So in the following week, I will try to make more sentences with present perfect. I will try to ask questions with present perfect. I'm going to master this topic. And after that, I will move on to something else. And there is a little bit, one more thing you were talking about is about this negative feeling, like feeling of being judged, right? Or of being not good enough, right? Language is about creativity. Would you agree with me? It's a very creative
absolutely.
process, right? Like you're taking something that is happening there in your thoughts, in your mind, in your emotional world. You're taking this and you're trying to build a system, sentences that will convey this meaning to another person, right? It's a very creative process. I can choose this word or that word, and you will understand me in a very different way, right? It's a creative process. And like with any other creative process, like dance or painting, sculpting, right? There is inner critic. There is this disgusting voice inside that tells you that you're not good enough. With language, it's the same. This inner critic stops you. So that's what you were talking about, Tayyab. That's what you were saying. First do, and then look back of what you have done. Do not stop yourself while you are doing it. It's about any creative process. The rule is the same. First you do, and then when you're done, you look back and correct yourself, right? You do not stop yourself in the process. You have to just make it flow, let it go. That's where fluency comes from.
Yeah, that is a really good example that you said, that creative process is just like an artist work. You're doing,
It
writing
is. I believe
something,
so. Yeah.
yeah, playing with new languages, and at the end, when you realize this is the right way to make this language meaningful, then you just become artist of this language. So
That's
you just
right.
add in, because
You
some,
can
just like
you
a
can express your
grammar.
creative thoughts. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Some grammar rules, if you just figure out, understand that this is the grammar rule, so you maybe use those rules in a different way to add up flavor in your language, to add up some,
Hmm.
knowledge in your language. But the thing is that you just know about the process of artists think that you have to do that. But it is a good thing that you just mentioning in a different way, which I have never thought before. So let me
Fantastic,
read
great.
some.
Please, let's
Yeah,
do it.
let me read.
They're really great comments we have. Let's do.
I believe in functional grammars and knowing what is the function of this grammar bit. Okay,
Right.
let's move. Grammar supports us and remove misunderstanding most of the time.
Okay.
Inductive approach to grammar things. Deductive approach to grammar is no, something like that. You want to say something. Deductive approach to grammar is
Well,
no.
I need to know more about it. I need to know what you mean, guys. I'm not sure I can understand clearly what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Can you comment on that, Tayyab?
Yeah, I think so. You just want to say that absorb a grammatical things, and then you have to play rather than just without knowing the depth of those grammatical things, and you just play. It's never worked. One more comment that I missed.
I see.
Mehmet is saying actual learning is making stronger connection with what you already know. So, okay, Puyan, we just missed
Uh,
your the last part. Just add up over here. I want to talk
I really
about
like this comment about
yeah.
from Janet, making stronger connections with what you already know. I think it's really really important, right? It's like
This
whatever
is
you learn new, it's like a new layer on what you already know, and it makes your understanding about the world, about yourself, about the language deeper. You go one level deeper, and now you see it from a very different perspective, right? It's a real nice idea. I love
our
it.
mind here to handle too many rules. So you added too and many, both of them in a sentence. Okay, we can say that. So too many rules at the same time. So that is good thing
At the
that.
same
So we
time.
have to that we learn one structure, we have to make with the other one to make it more complex. Then we have to the third one, rather than just one go try to be hit all those nails in a one go. It's never work. So maybe it's
Yeah,
work if you are a genius. So these are all means that this conversation is all going about your mindset coach. But I want to
right.
talk about cultural stuff and all those things. So the
All right,
time,
let's do
you
it.
know, time is flying. Even though I have only 7 minutes left to wind up this conversation, it's almost
Oof.
take 1 hour. So how
Yeah,
we can start culture, and it's never wrap up in 7 minutes. I think so.
right. You
So we
told
have
me
to.
when we were preparing for this conversation, we had a little bit chat in our DMs, right? Let's share it with
Yeah.
everyone. We prepared a little bit, right? We talked about the frame of the conversation and so on. And you told me that you're very interested, as well as your followers, very interested in discussing culture and cultural differences. So actually, I would like to hear from you first. Why is it so interesting? Why do you think so many people want to know about it? And
So I think so. We have to arrange another live for that stuff because
we
we
have
don't
to.
have enough time to cover this a big topic culture. So many things: dress, lifestyle, working environment, and other kind
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
conversation. So all food and all those things are included in the culture, which is not enough to share with or in this 4 or 5 minutes.
Right, right,
So it
right. Yes.
we we will make a schedule when you have a time, so we will
Look,
go
I'm
live
also
and share
asking you
those
this
things.
question because for me, culture is not. like topic of a culture, like means I am from a different country and I speak a different language, or I have a different like religion or a different background. For me, it's not that important, I believe, right? Priyan already wrote like cosmopolitan. Yes, I feel like a global person. Cultures are not that important for me because sometimes in my own culture, I will be surrounded by people that I don't feel anything about, I cannot connect to, I don't understand them. We are not of the same kind. Although we are from the same country and we have the same background, you know, and we speak the same language. And then I come to another country, like here to Turkey, I came, like I'm living here for 10 years now. And there are people that I feel even more connected to, you know, and they think in the same way as I do, although we have different religious background and cultural background and language and so on and so on. So I think it's not about culture. It's about something else. It's about how open people are, you know, or how ready they are to accept our differences. So
Yeah, you are right that it's also related to your, I mean to say, comfort zone, how much broad-minded that you are. But the thing, I believe that maybe you have a lot of more information than me because you visit two countries. So you know the lifestyle and living standard of two different countries, how they are
I see.
different, and what is the correlated. It means you have better information about that. That's
I
called
got it.
culture. Culture is just like a traditional way of living, and people are just doing those stuff in their languages, in their lifestyle, in their pattern of living. So all those things are in culture. I mean to
So
say, the
you're
food.
actually interested in these differences, right? You want to know how exactly we are different, to know how
Uh,
different we can be on this planet, you know? Like I imagine that you just collect this information about differences in different cultures to just imagine how various our global culture is in total. Am I right? Is it something like that?
Absolutely, because you know the
Cool.
way that
It's a really
I
great
live right
purpose,
now.
Tayyab. Nice.
Yeah, it means to say that the way that I'm living, maybe it is really amazing for you, but the way that you live is attractive for me or interesting for me. So because we are in a different
Because it's
area.
different. Exactly. You said this is the problem. Usually in the world, people fight with each other because of the differences, right?
Yeah,
But for people like you and me, difference, it's something attractive. It's something nice. It's so cool. It's exciting. I want to know more. I want to know how it is on that side, you know? How do you see the world? Yay, now I get
yeah.
it. Now I understood what you mean. So cool.
So, because you know, when people understand different pattern of life, different living style and standard, they feel, oh, they maybe get something new and they want to add those new information in their personal life.
Right,
So
exactly.
this, yeah, and sometimes it is a human instinct ability when we are hearing something new that we have never feel about. Let's say you are living in a different area and you have a different lifestyle, which I never expect. So I just
Right,
become emphasized that, and I feel amazed. So oh,
right.
people are
Yes.
living this way. Oh, people are following those things. So these are the patterns of living. So why we are living differently? What is the reason? So all those things, make attractive for other people. So what I said, that cultural
Absolutely.
stuff. So yeah,
Absolutely.
different. Maybe you never taste Pakistani food before. So
I
maybe one
haven't.
day,
I haven't.
yeah, yeah. Maybe one day you will visit to see. Oh my God, you guys have amazing dishes. We
Right.
never try biryani and korma and other kind of stuff. So you will be amazed. So this is the things. Maybe you will share something and which I never expect before, which I never learned. So maybe I thought that, oh my God, this is really a fantastic things. I
That's
have
right.
to
That's right. It's like
something
traveling,
like
you
that.
know, just speaking about these
Yes.
differences. It's like actually traveling, and traveling is probably the best way to grow, right? Like mentally grow, open up, right? Change, become a different kind of person. It's amazing.
Okay, comments because we have only 1 minute left.
Oh
So
my
let me wrap
God.
up.
Thank you so much for this amazing conversation.
No problem. It's really honored to invite you and having this conversation. I'm very happy. You are so gallant, generous lady. So I'm very happy to talk to you and all the viewers who just
Me
watch this
too.
live, especially Nan, Mehmet, Barbara, and other who I just missed. I'm very happy. We will definitely make a new live session for you guys when we have
Yay!
a time. And thank you for coming over here. And we are happy that we are engaging right now. So maybe I think so. This live session may be going more than one hour. Let me see that when the 1 hour is finished. If it is not
Let's see how
disconnected,
much we can go on. Right.
yeah, because, yes, yes. Oh, thank you, brother. You just come back. Welcome over here to see all of you. Let's see. Now, I'm just reading a comment. Oh, yeah, we can do that as much as we can. This is not finished right now. It's
Really?
crossed
Oh
one
my God,
hour.
let's
I
continue
thought
then.
that, yeah, maybe I thought that it just disconnected us within 1 hour. So let me read the comments. Puyan saying something that says Belarus is an identity, culture, or a way of thinking.
Right.
And
Look,
he's talking about
what Puyan is writing here, these colors, this is my national flag of Belarus. We had it since Belarus became independent, but after Soviet Union fell apart, we got this first like red and green flag, and it's connecting us to Soviet history, and then this dictator that we have for more than 25 years right now. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave the country. He continues, sucking blood from people. And this flag is the symbol of freedom for us. So it means that we can decide for ourselves as a nation. I'm very happy to see these
okay.
colors. Priyan, thank you. You searched for it and you found it. It's amazing. Thank you.
He's a nice person. To be honest, he's a nice person. So next one, he said G, because I talked with one lady and I forget about her name, and I just share one thing new, that is ghee, which they don't know. Oil, they are familiar with oil, they never know about the ghee. So that's why it's a new for them. Next one, hello brother, kaise ho? I'm good, I'm perfect. So difference are our richness, opportunities to learn new ways of seeing life. So I'm not clear
Mhm.
about your idea, but I can catch it. But you have to deconstruct your language, brother, over here. So difference are our riches. Yeah,
Richness.
mean to
Yeah,
say
it is
difference.
our.
We have, yeah, it means difference. We make our life more interesting because we
Right.
have different lifestyle. So that make our mean to say that make people attractive. If everyone is speaking English, then I think so the world become boring. So we have different languages and we connected in a different way. So that maybe he want to say that. Okay, next one is, oh my God, Fatih, are you over here with us? That's cool one. So next one is four things change us as I think. One is book, second trip, third English language, and people around us. Okay,
Right.
I
Well,
like
people around us really is the most important thing, I think. Really,
so
it affects us immediately. Immediate
Priyan is saying,
effect.
I like the way you respect to your viewers. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I always respect you. You have a special place in my heart. So Tayyab Ahmad, kill it. Oh my God, what I want to kill. Why you saying like that? Okay, let me see. Someone is sharing. Musharraf, who is Musharraf? Brother, I'm. Someone sending me a request, and I just want to check it out. Who is over here?
All
Oh,
right.
Mariana. What? Mariana. Mariana, welcome. So Mariana, she's also my friend. So anyhow, so that is amazing conversation. If you want to ask something, so you can go ahead, and then we will wrap up this conversation. So if you want to ask something, so you can go ahead. Can I? So you want to ask something, so it is your time because I asked you a lot of questions so from last from the previous 1 hour. So
Right.
if you have a question, you can go ahead.
Wow, sure. Look, what I'm curious about is what do you usually share about your culture? What kind of things you like to share about your culture?
Okay, I will share with you. What do you think about polyglots? Oh
Polyglots.
my,
Nice. Also
yeah.
good.
Okay. But culture stuff. Things I will share something over here, but I think so. We have to make. We should make a new life for it. It
I
will be
see.
amazing.
It's a long
I
topic,
will.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I will drain all the all your energy with that conversation and talking about culture stuff.
Anytime, Tayyab. I'm ready. Anytime.
Okay. So let's talk about a polyglot. Okay, let me invite some other
Polyglots.
person. Okay, If you have a time, you can come over here as well. Okay. Pakistani tea. Oh my God. This is not a Pakistani. This is Turkish tea. So polyglot. Polyglot is, I think so. It is, if you are a polyglot, then you have many opportunities in terms of translator, in terms of engagement, in terms of conversation, or your life would be more funny because you can easily engage with many people and you understand what they want to say. So polyglot is a good, but more or less you may have a grip on one language or two language. You can't able to overcome all those different languages. You may understand or share your idea in a more than two or three or four languages, but you can't able to get a next level control in those, or maybe you can't able to reach advanced level in all those languages. So it may be good you
It's very
can focus on
challenging.
one. Yeah, more. I know one guy who just making a life, and he can speak maybe 15 or 16 languages.
Whoa,
Oh, yeah, can you see that? So
impressive.
he spent all his life to learn
How
those
many
languages.
languages? How many languages do you need to be able to speak on a basic level, general conversation, something what we are having right now, maybe, right? How many languages do you need to know to call yourself a polyglot?
To go yourself.
How many languages do you need to know to call yourself a polyglot?
I think so. Poly is mean just more than three.
More
Poly is
than
just
three.
being
All
one.
right,
More than three.
right.
So you can say that bilingual,
Puyan, add
trilingual.
German also. Add German also, Puyan. German also. I'm a translator of German language as well. All right.
Russian, Belarus, Turkish, English, and German. Oh my
And
God!
German as
So
well.
the German,
Three or more.
German is also his
So
native
I
language.
believe I'm a polyglot then. I never thought about it this
Absolutely,
way. I guess so.
you are a
Well,
polyglot. But
I always
I
thought it's
also
like
want to.
7, 10, 15, these numbers.
But 15, I think so because some languages are similar to that.
Right.
Then it's maybe
Yes.
they call that you can hold a conversation. Just let's suppose for the as an example of me, because I can speak my native language, which is quite similar to Indian one, and
Right.
so I can also
You
talk
can
with
understand
Indian.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah, so that because 70% is similar, so that's why I can understand Hindi as well, even though my language is different. So let me see. So that's easier for other people.
That's
Okay,
right.
let me. I'm just watching someone sending me a request. A Paddy Suthar. I'm not sure who you are, brother. I forget about you. That's why I'm not accepting your request, bro. So anyhow, so you said that so you learn German language, or maybe the area, geographical area that you live, people are just using those language that you learn, or maybe you learn after that.
German. No, I learned it at the university. I'm a translator of English and German languages, but I haven't spoken German for a very long time. So, as you know, when you don't practice, you forget. I can say I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting. It's quite hard. The latest language I've learned is Turkish. Whenever I'm trying to say something in German, my brain builds Turkish sentences, because this is the language I practice the most lately, right? My main language right now is English. I rarely have a chance to speak Russian, sometimes with my friends from my country, but mostly it's English and sometimes Turkish here.
So Turkish, you learned Turkish when you came over here, or you know already?
No, when I came, my Turkish was really basic, and I used to learn in all possible ways I could, like find online exercises, vocabulary, learning songs, and so on and so on. And then I found a job that was related to English and Russian languages, and my learning slowed down a little bit. And then over years, I can say over years, I became able to express myself in Turkish. It took me years, really, very long time.
Type and think all.
Simultaneously. Oh my God. Brother, yeah, thank you. This is your compliment, or maybe this is what is it? What is it? I can't catch it. You said I'm one. So thank you for you. It is very possible. Yeah, thank you for getting it.
Ah, that's a lot of
He's
fun, really. Priyan,
nice
you're
and
really making the atmosphere here today. I do understand Ukrainian. Yes, and my hometown is very close to Ukrainian border. So actually the sounds and, the dialect in Belarus is like similar to Ukrainian language. I do not understand it 100%, of course. And different parts of Ukraine will speak in a different dialect, which I don't understand. But generally, yes, I can figure it out. The same with Polish. Belarusian language is very similar to Polish, so I can understand a little bit of Polish, not as well as Ukrainian though, right? But yeah, it's possible.
yeah. Thank you. I'm not a multi. I'm not a multitask.
Multitasker.
Task. That is not my cup of tea, but I will try to do that. But one thing is that I heard that Russian is similar to Ukrainian.
Yes,
Russian is
yeah.
similar, yeah, yeah, because
Belarusian
yeah,
as well. They're all quite similar. The same you said about Indian language, right? Like you can understand. It's not the same, but you can understand. Right. Here in Turkey, people can communicate with Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan,
yeah,
Kyrgyzstan. It's Kazakhstan, maybe a little bit. Like people can understand a little bit. They can understand each other. Yeah.
yeah. So that is good. Hi everyone. So that's cool
Hello.
one. But if anyone of our learner who want to ask any question, you can go ahead.
Let's
So
do next. Let's have one more question.
sure,
Oh, this is Turkish now coming. Can you read it,
yeah.
Tayyab?
But no, I can't read it. I know
You can
one thing.
try.
I Assalamu alaikum, or I think Evola, Evola, something like that.
Wow, okay. You're doing it. Great.
Yeah,
Well, Mohammed wrote,
somewhere.
Hepinize mutluluklar dilerim. Nice Turkish, Mohammed. Very good. It means I wish you all happiness. I wish you all happiness.
So
Happiness to you too, Matt.
how we should pronounce those words? Can you pronounce louderly?
Hepinize mutluluklar dilerim. My
Oh
pronunciation
my
is
God.
terrible in Turkish, by the way.
Marhaba. Oh my God. Marhaba. He said marhaba. I think marhaba is also a Turkish,
It
or
is.
maybe it's
It is. It
Arabic.
is. It's exactly Turkish. In Arabic, different pronunciation. Priyan, you know a lot of languages. I think you're a polyglot.
Oh,
You can write in Russian and Turkish. Really.
yeah, maybe just searching out your profile and try to be write it down and using. I know that he's a funniest guy. Oh, he just did.
Right.
Go to the
Absolutely.
because he's using maybe more than two devices and go to the Google
Oh,
and do
thank you,
that kind of.
Afghan. Thank you. My Turkish is quite good. Yeah, because I'm living here for a very long time in Turkey. It should be good. I think it should be even better, but we are where we are.
Ogan is also from Turkey. That's
I'm
why he
pretty
just said
sure. Yes, yes. He can judge. He can assess my pronunciation.
he's a native Turkish friend, one of my
That's
native.
right. Really?
That's why.
Nice. Fantastic. Blessings to you too. Teşekkür ederim.
What he said.
He
You are
said
right.
that my Turkish is good.
Okay. Oh, don't use any other language. Maybe I'm feeling unsatisfactory over here. Maybe
We're
we're
leaving
talking
Tayyab
about.
out of the conversation now. We just communicate in Turkish here. Come on, guys.
It must be a
Send us
funny
one more
thing.
question before we finish. Do you want to know
Okay,
anything
sure.
else specific? One more question, guys.
Okay, go ahead. Do you want to ask one last question, or maybe our viewer?
Well, there are a lot of things to talk about, like I would like to get a question from our followers, from people who watch this live stream. So maybe we can be helpful in some way, hopefully, we can support them
Okay.
on their journeys.
Okay, whatever you want to ask, you can ask right now. This is an open platform that you can guys ask, and she's over here with us, so you can ask anything that is difficult for you in terms of learning, in terms of anything.
Okay,
That's
Kuyan is
amazing.
asking a question. I think you're asking a question word nasıl, right? Nasıl. I think that's what you want to ask, right? This is the question word how in Turkish. So the question would be Türkiye'de yemek nasıl? How is food in Turkey? Oh my God, food in Turkey is beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. I haven't tried food in Pakistan, Tayyab. I cannot say anything about it. But in Turkey, I really enjoy it because Turkey has very rich cuisine. It took recipes from really, really all possible countries all around Turkey and just melted it into beautiful, beautiful Turkish cuisine. So it's amazing. There's Arabic food or Slavic food, you know, like there's everything, Greek, it's everything possible here. So yeah, I think everyone would enjoy. Everyone would like it. Lahmacun is beautiful, yes. Pide. Oh my God, you know a lot of things, yes. Lahmacun, pide, yes, absolutely.
I think so. This conversation is going to be
Guys, you're making me hungry. That's all. Like Tayyab is eating here in front of me. Like you're asking about food.
what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Oh, God, what are you
Kuyan is
asking?
just listing all possible amazing Turkish, Turkish dishes. Turkish ayran is beautiful as well. Yeah.
Okay, so I think so. We
This
have
is
to
it.
wrap.
That's
Things
right.
are going from my
Thank you
mind.
so much, guys, for creating this amazing atmosphere. Oh, künefe, I love künefe. You kidding? Which languages were hard to learn, Mohammed? Turkish, Russian, German. Well, I'm very lucky that I didn't have to learn Russian, and I always say it because I really wouldn't like to learn Russian. I believe it's very difficult. Really, I'm so lucky that I just started speaking it from childhood. You know, I'm really lucky. What language was hard for me to learn? Look, German and English languages, I learned at a university. We had a system, right? So we had different teachers and different subjects. Turkish, I learned in the country. And for me, it was harder because the first foreign languages I learned with this system, you know, like education system, I got used to that. And when I had to just go into the country and just speak to people, I had a lot of barriers. I was ashamed. I felt really bad about it. And it took me longer. It took me a very long time. But I cannot say which one is harder. Like language-wise, I cannot say, all right, well, maybe German is the hardest language of all here. Like Russian and German, they're really hard to learn. Thank you for this question, down. I like this question. All right. I guess we're wrapping up,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, thank you for coming over
See
here.
you
I
soon
really
again. I'm
yeah.
going to
See you soon.
invite you soon, Tayyab, as well.
Sure. Whenever
Oh,
you want.
fantastic. We'll talk about cultures. I'm going to ask you about culture of your country, right?
Absolutely, and I will ask you a lot of questions, how you learn different languages and all those stuff, and maybe something else that may be helpful. Please talk about English speaking. Oh, we did. You have
I
to
think
go
you should
through and
watch
watch.
this. Yes, you should watch it after we finish. Just start watching it from the beginning. You will hear everything. Yes, definitely. We were talking about improving. Yes,
You
absolutely.
just come to me, so you just
Thank
watch,
you,
and if you
Janet. It
have
was
any,
amazing. Thanks to
yeah,
you
if you
and
have
your
any,
comments as well. It was amazing. Thank you. Right.
yes, thank you. So take
I'm
care,
sending
everyone.
everyone kisses and hugs. Have a beautiful evening, night, or day, depending where
Yes,
you
thank you.
are.
Yeah,
Thank you,
okay, take care.
guys.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.